Hello and welcome to Mini Shop's How to Sculpt videos with myself, Elizabeth. Today we're going to be making a dragon. This fun suggestion comes from Carolyn, so thank you. Let's hop into what you'll need. You'll need some tinfoil, just any type of tinfoil, a toothpick, a potter's needle, or the toothpicks work great, some sort of silicone dowel tool, or a little ball end. I have these tools, I'll link them below, or you can use a pen tip. Also, you might need an x-acto knife, or you can use a butter knife. Just don't use it for clay after you've used it for food. Don't use it for food after you've used it for clay. I flip-flop that. All right, if you want to make it a magnet, you'll need a magnet and some super glue. But if not, you can just have it a cute guy. You'll need some sort of work surface. If you don't want to dirty your work surface, I just use some parchment paper, but there are fancy mats out there. You'll also need some white clay, some black clay. I like using translucent clay for the little claws and the horns. You'll need the color for your dragon. I'm going to make a purple dragon because I already have a green one. And then I will use those for the horns, the other horns. You can also use Play-Doh or any type of polymer. I just use Sculpey because I like the way it molds the best. But whatever you have on hand is the best sort of clay. Okay, you can also, if you'd like to add a little bit of fire in his mouth, you can use yellow and red. But let's get started. What you'll need to do is take some clay and warm it up. When we warm it up, as I've said in other videos, but if you're new, we warm it up so that it doesn't pop and crack in the oven. Otherwise, little bubbles happen and cracks can occur in the clay. Okay, now that we have that warmed up, we're going to take a tiny bit of tinfoil, probably about as much as the tip of my thumb. Well, once it's folded down. We're going to fold it down into an oval, like so. Take that oval, take some clay, about as much as the oval, warm it up, roll it into a ball, and then flatten that ball, like so. We're going to put this tinfoil into the center of our ball and fold the clay over it, like this. Like so. To make the head of the dragon. All right. You can take any of the extra clay off. If you want to make it a magnet, we want to make it flat on the back. But if you don't want to make it a magnet, you can make it rounded on the back. It's all up to you guys. Okay, now we're going to take about half as much clay as we took for this part and roll it into a ball. And then into an oval, and then flatten the oval. And then set it on here. I think that's a little big. I'll make it a little bit smaller. This is the muzzle of our dragon. I don't know if that's what you call it on a dragon, but that's what we'll call it for now. If you know the real name of it, let me know. Maybe it's a snout. But what do you think? All right, we'll set that down right at the base. And we'll take our silicone dowel tool or our pen, and we will make a little indent on either side for the eyes, like so. And then I like to do this. This is where it might be blowing out the fire. And then the nostrils, like so. And then I'm going to put the horns right here. Oh, as you see, the tinfoil is peeking through. So you can just take a little bit of clay and cover it if that happens. And smooth it in. Like so. Now, there we go. We're going to be putting some clay in there now, so it'll be okay. All right, we're setting that guy down, and we're gonna give him some ears. Take about a little bit less than you took for the snout, and warm warm it up, pull it into 2 pieces, roll them into balls, and try to make them about even. Now roll them out like this, and then flatten them, and then pinch the ends. Now we will set them just above the eyes. So it kind of looks like a cow, but it won't in a bit, don't worry. We'll do that with the other ear. All right, now we'll take our tool and indent it here on both sides. And then we will smooth the back in like that. You can also indent down below and up top, smoothing them on to see, or to make sure that they're smooth. Smoothing them on to make sure that they're smooth. That's a great sentence for me. Okay, just smoothing it. So make sure that they're secure. That's what I was trying to say. All right, now that we have that, we can make his neck. Take a toothpick and break it in half. And you can either press like so, just holding up top here so you don't squish the head too much. Or you can take your potter's needle and do like a pre-drill hole. Take some more clay, about as much as we took for the head, warm it up a little bit, and then you're going to make it into a flat sheet and roll it around the toothpick. This is our dragon's neck. Now, if you're making it a flat dragon, take the back and flatten it like this. But if you're making it a 3D dragon, well, it's all 3D, but if you're making it more of a round dragon, you can make the neck completely round. Okay, now see the line here where we're going to smooth that in with the silicone dowel tool. I do that with my fingers sometimes, but if I can't reach it with my fingers, I use the dowel tool. Okay, now we've got our dragon's neck. Let's make his body, or her body, not sure. We'll take about twice as much as we took for the head, roll it. Now, if you want it to be a free sitting dragon, you can keep it like this, but if not, you can flatten it. Okay, we'll put it down here, see about the size. Yeah, I like that size. Take about as much clay as you took for this, as you took tinfoil. Roll it out, or not roll it out, but first flatten it. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. First, warm it up, then you're going to flatten it. There we go. Flatten it out, and then we're going to cover the body, like so. Now if it's round, you'll be adding that much more clay, but since mine is flat, it'll be like this. Now I like to make this base bigger than the top, because that's where its strong hind legs are. And then we're just smoothing it in still. It's a long neck dragon. Or you can make the neck shorter. It's all up to you. You can also just, if it gets a little long, you can squish it down, or press it down, not squish. Like so. All right. Now, we're going to make the wings. Take about as much clay as you took for the head and press it flat. You're going to press the ends like this, and then take the edge and make it straight. You're going to put it next to your dragon and see about how big it needs to be. Like that. All right, take the same amount of clay as you did for the one wing, and then press it flat, pinch the ends, flatten it more if you need, and pull off the excess of the edge. And then set it on the other side. See if they're even. If you want them to be even, you could have one with a little tiny wing and a big wing, or you can just have normal. Smooth the wings in on the back. Now if you are making it a full dragon, you can add the wings further back. It's all up to you. We can also take our silicone dowel tool here. It's easy to use on the corners like this. But if you don't have the corners, you can use your finger. I mean, if you don't have the silicone dowel tool, you can use your finger. It's all good. Okay. Now that we've got that, I want to take my fingers and press and pull here, like this, to make kind of sharper edges on the wings, like that. Indent with your finger, like this, and pinch it. Like so. Okay. Now that you have the wings, we can add the tail. Let's take about as much as we took for the wings, but then a tiny bit more. Roll it into a ball. And then take the ball and make it a teardrop I'm just great with my words today. Teardrop shape. Rolling it out into its tail. Now, if you've got a bigger dragon, you can attach it here. But if you've got a flat dragon, we can attach it right here to the side. And then you can make it the right size. And like this. If it's too thick, you can make it thinner by pulling it off, or pulling pieces off. There, like that. And then smooth it in on all sides. Like this. There we go. And now we can add the feet. Here, take about as much as you did for the wings. Roll it into a cylinder. Attach it right about here. Actually, wait a second. What am I doing? Take a little bit of your secondary color. Just a little bit. About as much as you did for the ear. Warm that up. And then we are going to roll it into a ball and then make it into kind of a pear shape. So, and then flatten it. This is going to be right here on our dragon. There we are. Okay. Now, while we're there, let's add some horns. take about this much clay, maybe a little more, roll it into a tiny ball, and then make a triangle by pressing it between your thumbs and pointer finger. Then you can set it right between the horns on your dragon, like that. And we'll do that a few more times, and then we can do them on the wings and on the tail. Like so. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now we can take them, same thing, add them to the wings, little triangles. And you can make them as pointy or as soft as you want. The softer, see, is more cute, the pointy is more fierce. Doing that again. All the little tips of the wings. And you don't have to do this too if you don't want to. It's just a fun little addition. All right. There we go. Two more here. Now this may be a little tricky, but you can move the tail if needed. There you go. Last one. Okay. Now we have our dragon wings. Well, part of it. Okay. Now let's get to the eyes. I'm kind of hopping around here, but that's fun. Take about as much as you took for one of the spikes, roll it into a ball, set that down, and cut it in half. If they're uneven, it's okay. We'll figure that out in a second. Set one of the balls. Didn't tell you. Roll those into balls, and then set one of the balls in the indent that you made earlier. Okay, it's too large, so I don't advise this, but this is what I usually do. Just cut it slightly. I use my finger as a base. Roll it again and put the eye in there. All right, press it down slightly to make it stay, and then roll the other eye. That one's a little bit bigger, again, so I will take a little bit more clay off, like so, and then put the eye in. Okay. Still too big? It's okay if you guys have to try a few times. I have to try many times usually to get it just right. Okay, now that we have that, let's add some of the horns. I like to use a little bit of this translucent clay, but you can use white clay or the green clay, whatever you want to do. That's a weird accent, I'm sorry. Sort of. Okay, enough of that. we're going to roll the balls into little horns like so. And attach them where we made those indents earlier. You can make them really long horns, like they could be curling around like this, or they can just be straight. One can be curled, one can be straight. You are the artist, so you can decide. All right, take a little bit of purple, about a fourth as much as you took for the horns, and split it into two. Roll those into balls and turn them into little tiny snakes that we're going to line the nostrils with, like this and this. Okay, now we're going to take our dowel tool again and indent those so they don't come off. Okay, now take our toothpick or our potter's needle and make little eyebrows on our dragon. Get your white clay. Take a tiny bit of clay, white clay. Make sure it's the amount you want. And then we're going to set it on the black clay, like so. You can make the little sparkles in the eye bigger or smaller, depending on how cutesy you want your dragon. Bigger is more cute. Smaller is more realistic, but it's still cute. All right. Put on both eyes. And to make make your piece looking one way or the other, you can have the shines go on. I'm sorry, I kicked that. Have the shine of the eye go on either side. All right. Now, before we add the legs, let's add a little tiny bit to the end of the tail, like so. And then like that. And you can add spikes to the tail if you want as well. Making the triangles again. Like so. And like so. I'm going to add about three to my dragon. And they can be little lumps at first, but then we can fix them once they're all three on there with this tool. Or a toothpick will work here as well. Okay. Moving that. There we are. Okay. Now we're going to take our potter's needle and make indents along the stomach of the dragon, like so, like that. And then we can also add the veins of the dragon's wings, like this. And if you want these lines softer, you can do them with a silicone dowel tool or a pen tip, like that. From kind of the top center to the tips of the wings. There we are. Okay, now we're getting to the end. All right, take about as much as you took for the wings and then take a third off actually. Roll it out into a cylinder and place it right below the bottom of the wings, like so. And then pinch this bottom part to make the foot. And then soften it with your finger. And we're going to do the same on this side. About that much clay. Roll it into a cylinder. Test it to see if it will be the same size. That's a little too big for me. So I'll take some off and re-roll it. And then set it down there again. Like so. And then pinch the foot. Still a little big, so we can also take some off now, like this, and then re-pinch the foot, like that, if that happened to you. Okay, now we're going to take about the same amount as we took for those, and then split it in two. Roll those out. And these will be the arms. You can make your dragon with long arms or skinny arms, big arms, whatever you want to do. And then attach them right below, like that. And then we're going to take our toothpick to the feet and indent like this. And then I'm taking some translucent to add toenails. They can be jagged or they can be normal. Depending on your type of dragon. All right, so as we do this, we'll say again, Sculpey clay can bake in the oven at 275 for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch and in a normal oven. We'll want to sign our names on the back. If you have questions, let me know down below or email me at minishop.com. I'd like to see your pictures. That would be fun if you make this. And you can tag me, my Minishop account on Minishop at Instagram or Facebook, or you can email me them or comment down below. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Have a great day, guys. I hope you had fun. Take care. Bye.